Hey there! So today I'm bringing you the review of the Convoy S21E flashlight that uses an SFT40 LED and is also a 21700 flashlight. This flashlight was sent with no other compensation by flashlightbrand.com, that is a flashlight store, and you can check their website and have a 10% discount if you want to buy a flashlight there. They have plenty of brands that you probably know of, and well, check them, and I hope you like what you see there. I have no other relationship with the store. I'm just receiving flashlights and reviewing them. So let's see this Convoy S21E flashlight. Well, the packaging is as simple as it gets, just this cardboard box that I already damaged here, and the flashlight comes with a lanyard that you can attach to the tail cap here or to the pocket clip over there. So, as I was saying, this flashlight uses a SFT40 LED. That is a domeless LED, and it is also a throwy LED. It is sitting under a smooth reflector that you can access by unscrewing here. Add the lens. The lens is quite dirty, and avoid putting the fingers over there. So it sits on a copper direct thermal path MCPCB, two screws holding it from rotating, and of course the white gasket where the reflector sits. Just putting it back on, screw it well so it doesn't get any water or dust. So this is the side switch. It doesn't have a tail switch, only a side switch that is slightly protruding, so you can find it in the dark. And on the opposite side you have the USB-C door cover in rubber. This is how it looks like. This is the feedback, so it's not a silent one, but it's not also very loud, but you have some feedback when clicking it. It has this retaining ring here that you can probably unscrew and access to the switch itself, but let's not do that. So the flashlight is assembled in three main parts: the tail cap, where you have the spring held by a retaining ring, no magnet here. You have the battery tube that has this more or less spiral knurling, and also an horizontal knurling, which has some grip but not immense, because, well, this part is quite close to the other, so it's not slippery, but it's also not a very aggressive knurling. You have the pocket clip that you can remove, two O-rings, one on each side. The battery tube, it's not reversible, so this part with the anodized threads, it's always to the tail, and the unanodized is going towards the head. And here is the driver, also held in place by a retaining ring. You have two holes over there where you can put some pointy tweezers or no pliers to unscrew it if necessary. As I was saying before, this flashlight takes 21700 batteries, both unprotected and protected, flat top and button top. And now let's see how it looks like. Oops, sorry, it went below the sofa, so let's put it back in place. This is how it looks, and now let's screw it in and turn on the flashlight in the lowest level. As you can see, it turns on. And now let's use the protected battery, which is longer, as you can see. And it also turns on. I will show you what it does, because this is a USB rechargeable flashlight. So when you plug it in, it is a red LED. If it's not screwed correctly, or if it doesn't have a battery inside, you will see it. Let's put it this way. See, it's a bit orange and then returns green. So green, it's when you don't have a battery inside, or when it is charged. In this case, I do not recommend doing this a lot. In this case, it's turning red, and let's see if it works. So you can charge the flashlight and use it at the same time, okay? Which is good, because sometimes, well, you still need it when you are charging it. I'm not sure if it charges through a power bank, but at least it charges via normal current in this case. I will use this flashlight for this battery for demonstration. Although I should not put it here, because I wanted to weight the flashlight. Sorry. So let's pick the scale. Hello for you too. And this is the weight of the flashlight. 86 grams, 157 grams, and that's it. So it's also not a heavy flashlight. It's aluminium, only the bezel is stainless steel, so it doesn't get much heavy. Also, let's try to measure it, since I'm doing this, and it's around 11.5 centimeters, more or less. And in terms of diameter, here on the top of the head, it's 27 millimeters. And of course, here on this part, it will be wider, around 30, more or less, millimeters. So let's turn it on. Well, I will also compare it with some other flashlights before showing it, what it does. So this is the comparison with an 18650 flashlight. That is the Laser ED10. You see, this one is a 21700. Of course, this is thinner in terms of battery too, but in the head it becomes wider. So not much of a difference if you are picking one of these for EDC in terms of size. In terms of diameter, it's more or less similar here. It's more or less similar also on this part, but of course in the battery tube it is shorter and it is narrower. Sorry. Another 21700 flashlight, the Astrolux. It's taller, it's larger, of course. It's also more powerful. This will probably get around 600 lumens eventually, a bit less. This one goes up to 6,000 or 5,000, and I don't know how much. And now, probably one of my favorites, the Wubent TO50R, sorry, which is bigger and larger. It's also more powerful, of course. And this one is a USB rechargeable only. This one is a USB-C, micro USB, USB-C. So, but if you are checking them in terms of what will you carry for an EDC flashlight, this one is probably slimmer and will fit in the pocket better. Just a comparison with another side switch flashlight. This is the Wubent R, which is a bit narrower, but not so much, since this one is an 18650 and this one is a 21700. This one is a triple, of course, but they are almost identical. And I will compare it with one of my recent throwers, that is the Olight Javelot Mini. Well, these are almost the same length. This one is larger, but the battery is slimmer because this one is using an 18500 cell, proprietary, but this one reaches a further distance because, well, the LED is also narrower, the reflector is larger, so this one has a wider, longer range and than this one. But check the video with the night beam shots and you will see how these two compare, and it's quite nice to see this flashlight in action if you are in a dark place and you want to see in a long distance. This one reaches it, but not as much as this one, but well, you can understand why. And I will also compare it with one of my EDC flashlights, the Olight Warrior Mini, of course slimmer and shorter, of course. This one has also a tail switch, electronic tail switch, and well, also one of the biggest ones I have here, the X-Star R30, that is a 21700 as well, and less powerful than this one, less versatile than this one. It also has USB-C charging ports, but well, in terms of functionality, the Convoy S21E is definitely better, more versatile. And that is also what I wanted to show you right now. So what you can do with this flashlight, I will try to follow some things I have in front of me. So if you press and hold from off, it goes to the lowest level. And if you do press and hold from here, nothing happens, just a click. Press and hold, turn on Moonlight, which is a very high moonlight, and then you click for off. If you want to click it, if you were using the flashlight before and you want to use it from the level you were in, you can click it. This one went to the highest level. You see this flash here, and then you click and it will ramp down, and then you click and it will ramp up and ramp down again. If you click, press and hold, not click, press and hold, and when it goes up it makes this flash, and when it goes down on ramping it also makes a flash. To turn off, click again, double click, turbo, immediately. And then if you want to get the strobe warning, 1, 2, 3, and one click to turn off. From turbo, double click, and if you want 1, 2, 3, it can also jump to strobe. From turbo, sorry, 1, 2. From turbo, if you press and hold, it will ramp down until the lowest level on the range. If you want to change to a momentary mode, you can click 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4. It makes this flash, and then you have momentary mode. So it only works when you are pressing. It doesn't work if you make double or 3 clicks. Only works if you make 4 clicks again to return to the previous setting with the ramping part. 1, 2, 3, 4. Makes one flash, and then you have it again on the regular settings. So let's memorize it on this level, just to show you that it doesn't go always to highest one. It goes there, and then if you ramp down, it goes down, and if you ramp up, it goes up. I'm feeling the heat here on my hand. Just let me show you the difference of beams between this one and my S2 Plus flashlight. See how focused the SFT40 is comparing to the next XML2. See how focused though. So this one is obviously more throwy than the other ones, like, well, like this one, that is the Convoy S21E using an Nichia 519A 700K high CRI. This one is definitely, the S21E is definitely more on the throwy side, and this one is more floody. But sorry, I was interrupting. We were in the 4 clicks, and if we do 5 clicks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's going to flash the voltage. 1, 2, 3, 4. And one flash, it's around, well, it's probably around 4 volts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let me see again. Oops, sorry. 4. Yeah, it's probably on 4 volts because it's flashing 4 times. Now we're going to the 6 clicks. And now we are going to jump from this ramping setting to stepped setting with 4 levels of 1, 10, 40, and 100%. So flashlight off, and now 6 clicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we have low, medium, high, turbo, and then it goes back to low, medium, high, turbo. So depending on your type of use, you can both use it on this step setting or in the ramping setting. You still have double click to turbo, triple click to strobe, and click for off. And now let's go back to the ramping part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and ramp up, ramp down. And last, we are going to lock the flashlight with 10 clicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sorry, something was wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You saw these 2 flashes, and you click, it's not doing anything else. It's when it's locked. And now let's go back to the unlocked mode. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 clicks, and then you are ready to go again. So as you can see, this flashlight is very versatile in terms of use. You can use it both in stepped ramping and in stepped modes, in ramping modes. You can have access to the lowest level that is not a true Moonlight. You can have direct access to turbo, to strobe. I don't know if it has SOS. I didn't try it, I'm sorry. But we can check. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. No SOS. That doesn't matter, because, well, I will not use it probably. And besides the step modes, the ramping modes, the direct access to Moonlight, to turbo, and to strobe, you can also have it locked, and you can also have the battery checking. Mine was at 4 volts. If it does 3 blinks and then from 1 to 7 or 8 or 9, it means that 3.1 or 3.9 volts. So you will know what to do. And you can also use it as a tactical mode, like momentary on. You have to press it, and it will only be active on that part, but, well, you have that possibility as well. The pros and cons of this flashlight, well, probably the con, it's not an ICRI flashlight. The pro, it's a throwy flashlight that you can use and that you can rely on. Normally, Convoy flashlights are really well built. Although this is from a store that sells flashlights Convoy flashlights. Well, it's still a Convoy, so I guess you can probably rely on it. And you can also have it configured in different with different LEDs and different colors. I guess it's available in green at least, and you have also other different options for the LEDs. I cannot see it right here on the store at the moment, I'm sorry, but well, it's quite versatile. Of course, if you are not using it for a long time, unscrew the tail cap so it doesn't turn on. This is the way to physical lockout. But you see what I'm doing? So this is an e-switch, but it remembers. It's like a mix of e-switch and clicky switch, because when you screw the tail back, it turns on immediately. The USB-C door port cover, sorry. Well, it sticks well in here, so it won't come out very easily. The flashlight, of course, well, it's a powerful LED, but well, it generates a lot of heat, and also it doesn't have much mass to absorb it and to dissipate it. Although it has these fins over here, it will get hot if you are using it for a prolonged time. So be sure that, well, make sure that you are safe while using it. And if you are using it in a bag, of course, unscrew this a little bit or lock it with a 10 clicks. I find it quite good, this flashlight. I would probably buy it, maybe not to offer it to someone because of the high power it generates and the heat. So it gets quite hot here. It pulls around 6 amps, so it's not something like this that pulls around 3 amps, and the power is absolutely different. So this is what it gets with the S2, and well, the intensity it's much higher, and the heat and also the amount of lumens it's higher than this one. So if you are giving it to anyone that is not used to flashlights, be sure that you tell the people the safety procedures. This one is probably more how can I say, friendly user, because it has only 4 modes, sorry, and if you use it with a protected battery, you will not have much of a problem. This one, you can also have it with a protected battery, so the output will not be as high as with the unprotected, probably, but I'm not also sure of that because I didn't measure it with both cells, just the unprotected one. But in a long time, the protected cell normally tends to cut off if it gets too hot or if it exceeds the voltage that is being sagged from it. The grip, well, it's not completely slippery, but it's also not completely grippy, so it's a mix in a middle way. But this part here is comfortable. You always know where to find the switch and the tail port, the USB-C port cover. So you can also direct it here so that you always know what is on this side or on the other side. The anodizing is good, but it leaves some marks. And of course, in this one you cannot put a screw-in clip here on the tail. You can use it with different types of lanyards, and well, you can glue a magnet here if you find it useful. And it's pretty much it. It's a really nice flashlight with some pros and some cons, of course. You can find it here on flashlight brands, but also on Convoy store. I always recommend people to go to the original seller because Simon is also a great guy and it provides good products, but you have plenty of options over there. So I guess this is it. Don't miss the video where I'm comparing this one and this one with other flashlights outdoor at night, so you can see the beams and what they look like and the range. This one ranges around 120 meters, 150 in a dark environment, and well, it's quite useful. I've been using it for some time at night, and it's quite useful if you are needing of something straight to the point and that illuminates in a very focused place. So it's quite nice as well. Doesn't have ICRI, but well, it cannot be perfect. And that's it. Leave your comments or questions in the part below, and also see the description, and make sure to check my review on BudgetLightForum as well. And that's it. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day, whenever it is.